Peace and blessings, everyone. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. My name is Debbie, and this is my channel. And here we just talk about things that cross my mind that I think that will uplift and help you in some kind of way. So if this is your first time, thank you for being here, and let's get right into it. So today, my video is about 5 ways that you can safeguard your peace. So I'm here with my trusty notebook in my beautiful backyard, and let's begin. So, protect your inputs. What you consume consumes you. So what are you consuming? Limit your exposure to toxic news cycles, social media doom scrolling, which I always catch myself doing, and negative conversations. These are definitely things that we don't need to be focusing on when we're bored or just trying to kill some time. There's so many positive and uplifting things that we can be doing instead of watching news or just being on Facebook or Instagram or just mindless doom scrolling. You want to clean up your digital and your physical environment. And one of the ways to do that is keep your attention off things that are not going to uplift you or help you in any way better your life. So some things that you could do is follow some really good creators on YouTube. There are so many wonderful people that you could listen to that will inspire you, give you great ideas, and just put some positivity into your day. You could listen to calming music, surround yourself with people who nourish your spirit. And these YouTube creators that I'm talking about absolutely do these things and help you to change your mindset on some things and just give you a different perspective to help yourself find different ways to make little adjustments in your life to help you to stay positive in chaotic times. Excuse me. So, secondly, you can try to create stillness daily into your life. Chaos doesn't have to mean because there's chaos outside that there's chaos inside. Most definitely not. You can avoid the chaos that is in this world surrounding your environment. You could build a daily ritual of stillness. A few ways to do this, and I definitely do it myself more so now than ever, is you can meditate daily, even if it's just 5 minutes. A lot of people say, well, I can't meditate, I can't keep still, or I keep having, all of these things on my mind. I'm thinking about doing the dishes or what's for dinner, or I got to pay this bill. Yeah, that happens, but with practice, just don't focus on those things. When they pop up, just, let it go by and continue, bring yourself back and continue to just relax and focus on your breathing. So breath work is good too, a good daily practice. You could pray. You could do affirmations. Journaling is good. Or just sitting in silence. Go outside or go in your room or just go somewhere that is quiet, where nobody will bother you, and just sit there. Not with your phone, not with any music on. Just sit there and be still. And I think the best place to do that is outside in nature. Um, like I said before, even 5 minutes can anchor in a lot of stillness and calmness into your day. So don't be hard on yourself or try to be like, some kind of guru who's meditating for 3 hours. I mean, if you can do that, good for you. But I have a short attention span, as I'm pretty sure most of us do. So 5 to 10 minutes is great. If you can do 20, now I do usually practice 20 minutes of meditation when I get up in the morning. And it took a while to graduate to 20 minutes. But I tell you what, guided meditation helps a lot. I love me some Joe Dispenza, and there's a whole bunch of people out there that who do guided meditations, but he is one of my favorites. And I think for myself, it helps me to focus more on his voice, and I don't have as many distractions popping up in my mind, things I got to do or, whatever, because I'm focusing on my breath. I'm also focusing on his voice. Usually he's telling you maybe some affirmations that you could be saying. And so with all of that, it helps me to focus on the guided meditation more, and it really, really helps. So try that if you're having some problems just sitting there by yourself without any assistance meditating. A good one is, this is number 3, say no without guilt. No is a complete sentence, right? Peace requires boundaries. Practice saying no to things that drain you, even if they're good things. And what I mean by even if they're good things is somebody may need to go to the store and they don't have a vehicle or whatever. And or maybe they do have a vehicle and they just need a ride, and you have a way to, get them to the store. If at that moment you can't, just say no. In a situation like that, if I really couldn't or I just wasn't feeling it, I would say something like, it's not a good time for me right now. However, maybe in an hour or later on today, I would be more than happy to take you. But either way, don't feel guilty for not doing something that someone else wants of you, because ultimately your self-care is paramount. Okay? Yeah, you don't need anyone's, you don't owe an explanation. So if you do give one, then that's a plus. But you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. If you're, you're taking today to be by yourself and meditate and just focus on your self-care, you ain't got to tell everybody that. You just be like, that's not a good time for me today. I'll get back to you when I can. Or just no. I think, though, saying something like, well, maybe tomorrow or whatever, I'm just not feeling it right now, is better than saying no, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. So, and remember, every no that you say to chaos is definitely a yes to peace. Okay? Number 4, speak peace into your life. I love this. Words are like spells. Words shape our reality. You know, I remember when I decided that I was going to go vegan, I kept telling myself that I'm vegan. Wasn't vegan yet, but I would say I'm vegan and we're plant-based. Um, and I love being plant-based. And I love eating my fruits and vegetables. And I'm helping in my own way, saving animals. I would just say these things, telling myself over and over and over again. When I was in this place of despair and just really low self-esteem, I would say things like, I am wise, I am smart, I am discerning. Good things are always coming before me. I have so much opportunity in my pathway. My life is wonderful. I would say these things, and I tell you, I can't even tell you when it came true. It just happened. My life became so much better. My confidence in myself became so much better. And it was all because I spoke these words out loud into the universe and I owned it. So speak your peace into your life. Use different affirmations like I am grounded. I release what doesn't serve me. I choose to be happy. I choose not to get angry. I choose self-care over anything else. You know, just think about it. You could think up some good ones. A good one is I release what I cannot control. Especially if you find yourself somewhat a person who feels the need to control every situation. I don't consider myself a controlling person. However, I do try to control many situations that involve me or mine, and it's only to help me to live my best life. Now, there's things, of course, that are out of my control. I can't control what's going out, in the world, but I can control my own little world, if you know what I mean. Speak gently to yourself and speak gently to others, especially when tensions arise. I mean, if you're upset, and then you start talking to yourself. How many of y'all have made a mistake and be like, oh man, I'm so freaking stupid. Oh, I can't believe it. That's not good. You don't want to do that because you're listening to yourself. All the cells in your body are listening to yourself. Don't go around saying things like, oh, I'm just sick and tired, because you will be sick and you will be tired. Say things like, I can solve any problem that comes before me. I am a problem solver. I am a solution finder. I will get through this. All will be well in the end. Your voice can be a sanctuary or a storm. Choose sanctuary. And last but not least, we want to focus on what you can control. Chaos often comes from trying to fix things that are beyond our reach. Oh, that is so true. As I said just a second ago, I can't control what's going on in the government or social media or what are on people's minds. I have no control over that, but I can control myself. I can control my thoughts. I can control my responses and my reactions to others, which is not going to feed their fire. I can choose to walk away. I could be polite and be like, no, thank you, and just keep it moving, and you can do that too. Shift your focus in what's in your hands. And the things that are in your hands are things like your choices that you make. You could choose to not be a part of it. And that's not controlling the situation for others, but you can control yourself. Let's see. Peace isn't passive. It is a beautiful gift, I believe. And you could spread peace. I think one way that you could spread peace is being peaceful yourself, embodying peace, and you will spread it by just being peaceful. You don't have to say anything to anybody. It vibrates from my body, through my eyes, through my voice. I'm sharing peace and love with you now. My thoughts are peaceful. And when I go out into society and I got to go shopping or just take care of things that I need to do outside where I'm going to be around people, I tell myself I'm sending love and peace and unity out to whoever looks at me, whoever I pass by, whoever is in my view. I send them peace. And I'll tell you, I have a wonderful day most of the time when I do that. People will smile at me for no apparent reason. People will say hi to me that I don't even know. Strangers are nice. I get hugs from my friends or just people at the store who I'm used to seeing, and they're kind. And, like I'm putting this out and it comes back to me. And it's just such a beautiful thing. And I think if we just choose to do these things, these lovely emotions will grow and we could just pass it on, So let's try to choose peace, and let's be as confident and loving and joyful as we can be. Just speak it into existence. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you. I hope that anything that I said will touch your heart and maybe give you an idea or help you along in something that you've been struggling with. Thanks again for hanging out, and we'll talk again soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.